Hey guys, and welcome to Trailz. In this episode, I want to talk about my auto chicken farm that is resulting in uncooked chicken and feathers and even sometimes eggs. Primarily because I need uncooked chicken for trading with butchers and feathers to trade with villagers that trade in feathers like Fletchers and some other ones, so I can get emeralds in my Living Village series that I have going. I was working on a more complicated chicken farm in my current redstone testing world. I've gone through so many computers that I never really keep one going. But this one was trying to take care of slabs and tripwires, and it really wasn't holding up to snuff. And it wasn't really doing the trick, and I figured a more simple solution. Basically, I'm not going to go through a 100% block by block tutorial on this because most of this is self-explanatory, but I will go through the mechanics of it and we'll go step by step with this. But basically what it is it's a bubble column up and down system with chickens, and they're going to go up and down using the cobwebs. And I mean, as long as you have shears, you can get cobwebs in survival, and you can, as long as you go to the nether, you can get some soul sand, and you'll be pretty much good to go. So to start this off, you just need some chickens with some hoppers that lead into a dispenser. Those dispensers are going to be feeding into a water stream on top of some packed ice, and out of that dispenser you want to make sure you have two comparators. The reason I'm doing two comparators here is just so that you can have that within there, and baby chickens can escape pretty easily from any block area, so it's easier to block this off. So having those two comparators, then you leave it into a repeater. You have one thing of redstone feeding back into a repeater, or feeding back into the comparator. The comparator will then do somewhat of a comparator clock, which will then feed up this way onto this solid block. And if this is going to then block anything, you want to make sure you're going to be using some transparent blocks so that you don't end up causing any loops. But feed it onto a solid block, so then it powers the dispenser. So then you shoot out the eggs and you get the baby chickens. I also have this going over here so that if we have any massive overflow, it stops the hoppers and we can get a slower flow. I found that the chickens tend to try and go back to their parents, and that way it tends to slow it down. So you could actually reduce the amount of columns you have, but you could also just do one massive column. If you're going to do that, make sure you at least do 93 or 94 cobwebs, because it does take about 20 minutes for them to grow up, and it's about 13 seconds to get through each, and that's about 94 cobwebs. But this way I found it was easier to compact into a lower area, and you also don't have to build this, you could also dig this. But anyways, you can then bring this over, and you have to have an area in between this so it doesn't feed in. You can block that off with just a sign. Then feeds into a soul sand bubble column up. Then at the top, you want to make sure you have a sign underneath your next flowing bit of water over. This is super important if you want this to work faster. My previous iteration didn't have this, and all the chickens were getting stuck up here. This will have enough momentum to just shoot them up into this, and then they'll move over here, and then they'll just continue to move down. I've found some chickens are getting stuck in the glass, and I may just have to put some more glass in here, but it's weird, they're just getting stuck in the wall. But it's getting kind of rarer and rarer, and I think that's just from when they just hit adulthood. But that's neither here nor there. That's on the rarer side. I think that's just because this is glass. So it may just be better just to not use glass and use a more solid block. But then it comes down to another thing of flowing water. And I'm just, again, using packed ice just to make it go by faster. I have this too high so I can then incorporate other animals going forward into future iterations. Or even into this one without having, I can just retrofit it. We'll get to that in a bit. You want to have these columns 2 blocks apart. So then you have this. So you'll have like 2 packed ice here. And then where the basically 2 blocks apart, this column and where the cobwebs are, you want these to be 2 blocks apart. That being so you have enough space for the flowing water and this portion right here. You'll then have another bubble column up, and then same build. Again, same build. Then you're going to come over here. Then it's going to land onto a magma block with a minecart hopper inside of it over a hopper that leads into a chest. And we can easily, just if you want to see, if you've never seen that before, all it is just a chest. With hopper. Then all you need to do is just do this, throw that onto there, lean down, aim for the minecart track, break that, and you can either do that from above this or you can put it above that. Grab yourself a piston. Put the piston above it and power the piston. That puts that in there. And then that way anything that lands on that will end up in the chest. And that way we just get a bunch of raw chicken, feathers, and even because they're falling, they regularly lay eggs, and the ones that lay them down here get here. And because this doesn't set them on fire, you get raw chicken. And I can cook the chicken if I need it, but this way I can just let it roll, and that way I'll be able to just set it, forget it, and go on with my day and come back, grab the chicken I need, and it's good to go. What I could also do is raise this up a bit and add a couple other little farms, like a cow farm or pig farm or sheep farm or all of them, and as I breed them, they'll get added into this and then go into the conveyor belt and continue on. But as I said, if you don't want to have to continue building this system, you can easily just do one solid line down of 92. I'd probably say do 94, 95, or even 100 just for safety. That leads down to the magma cube, or even a wither rose as well. Either one of those and you'll be golden. And that way you can trade with your butchers and all your other systems, and you don't have to kill. You can just set the you can breed the babies, and then you can go on with your day in your survival world. Anyways, I hope this video was useful, and I hope it'll help in your survival world. And it's pretty easy to set up as long as you can get your hands on some redstone and a bunch of cobwebs. Remember to look in some abandoned mine shafts for those, because they're everywhere there. I'm definitely going to be putting this in my survival world, in my living village. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. See you in the next video. This is Trailz. Thank you for watching. Bye.